Today I'd like to talk about this anthology of Edgar Allan Poe. It contains all his works, all his short stories, all his uh, criticism. As you can see, the book is quite big, of course. It's more than 900 pages. It contains, of course, as I said earlier, his, as you can see, his complete illustrated works of Edgar Allan Poe, and inside it you find a lot of illustrations, of course. And let's delve here into the table content. So as you can see, we have an introduction. Then we have here, as you can see, tales of mystery and imagination, starting with the pit and the pendulum. William Wilson, The Fall of the House of Usher, a tale of the rugged mountains, and all these. You just to go down this long list of short and famous, of course, tales of Edgar Allan Poe, and mostly these words. Mostly these tales are quite supernatural, and they are gothic. Gothic in the sense that they are horrific, and the settings of these short stories took place, of course, in Gothic buildings, in old ruined castles and abbeys. So as you can just to add to it that sense of horror and macabre. So Edgar Allan Poe, of course, is the pioneer in the short pioneer in the short story of detective, of course, detective short stories. So he is a forerunner to Agatha Christie. So what came after him in this genre is just as a build on what he had done, of course, in this. And when we finish this, of course, we have here we have a long, a very long story, of course, which is the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket. I read it before, and I'm not quite, of course, planning to read it again because it's quite long, and also it's really it's putting off because it contains a lot of graphic scenes and cannibalism and all these things, which makes it quite abhorring indeed. And then after that we go into or we go through the poems of Edgar Allan Poe. So we have the Raven and other poems, and most of these poems, of course, are quite short, and they are really interesting, of course, especially the Raven. And what is really striking here that I didn't find a very famous poem of Edgar Allan Poe, of course, the one which he had written when he was, as I say, of course, the critics say, at the time of at that time when he wrote it, he was only 15, and it's very difficult one, which is Al Araf. Al Araf is quite supernatural, quite mysterious poem, and it is shunned by critics, shunned by most readers, and that's why it is not included here, of course, in this anthologized piece of literature. So I hope that this short introduction will be enough. As you can see here, we have illustrations. So this is Edgar Allan Poe himself, drawn by Aubrey Beardsley. So Aubrey Beardsley is a famous illustrator, and also there's another one, of course, inside the book. If you go through it, there's another one, of course. Okay, so as you can see, I read all these pages, and you can find that my comments are written in a pencil, of course. So this is as you can see here, we have another illustration of course, quite different one. As you can see, it's more elaborate than that. And of course, as you can see, at the end of each story, there's also um, a drawing, which I think probably it just embodies the essence of the foregoing story. And just let me as you can see, a lot of writing, a lot of comments, of course, written in a pencil. It's much better to use a pencil, of course, when you read. Do not use a pen, because a pen will ruin the book. So a pencil, it can be erased easily. Well, all right. So here we have another. Yes, I see. I think we have another. Okay, now let's go further inside. Here we have Arthur Rackham. Arthur Rackham is an illustrator. He's a famous one. As you can see here, this short story. This is quite interesting one. Really interesting. I recommend reading it, of course. So just read it, and when you read it, also Harry Clark, of course, another one. So until now, we have three artists who participated in this anthology. All right. So it's quite reading. It's quite an interesting experience to go through this large book, and it must be read, of course, out loud a little bit. So yeah, that's it.